Well, hello, and a very happy New Year to you all. I don't. Can we still say? Can we still say that? Is it? It might be a little bit too late to be wishing everyone a happy New Year, but anyway, because I haven't seen you for such a long time, hope everyone is doing really, really well. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and a lovely New Year. Good luck if you're sticking to your resolutions. Yeah, just wanted to give you a bit of an update, really, as to where I've been, what I've been up to, how the gambling's going, etc., etc., etc. I noticed I've gained a few new subscribers, so as always, I will use the first few seconds of this video to say thank you very much to anyone who's subscribed to the channel, anyone new, and to those who have continued to subscribe even though I've not been uploading. I really appreciate it, and I hope that my videos have been useful to you. I'm going to try and start making a few more videos again. Ordered a new camera. I'm still shooting on my phone at the moment, so my apologies if it's a bit shaky, if it's not particularly great quality. So I've ordered a new camera. I'm going to try and get a new microphone and blah 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 and all of that sort of stuff. Make it a bit more professional. But yeah, until then, I just wanted to give you guys an update, really. So the good news, first of all, is it's 4 months, give or take a couple of days, I suppose, since I stopped gambling, since I had my last lapse, which there's a video about on my channel, and I haven't gambled since. It's as simple as that, really. There have been, I won't lie, there have been a couple of urges. To be completely honest, if I can get my words out, not as many urges as I imagined. And the whole purpose of this video, really, apart from to come on here and say, hey, look, I haven't gambled for 4 months, aren't I great? Because, let's face it, it's not a great achievement, but I'm pleased. It saved me probably quite a substantial amount of money. Blimey, I've just realised how tired I look in this video. Look at them eyes. Blimey. And yeah, I've been sleeping all right as well. God knows what that's about. But yeah, no, that's not really the reason I'm making this video. I'm making this video to say, look, if I can do this, if I can stop myself from gambling for 4 months, and I was gambling for, well, my entire adult life, quite heavily, and for a lot of my teenage years and even some of my childhood, I had been gambling. So if I can do this, if I can get to 4 months without gambling, and amount of time that I've never had a break anything like this before, if I can get to 4 months clear of gambling, then there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that you can, and in fact anyone can, because I was really bad. I struggled to go a day without playing a fruit machine in a pub, or going online and having a little dabble, or putting a bet on the football. It was really hard to get by a day without wanting to gamble on something. And yeah, the strange thing is now is, I'm doing my absolute utmost not to be complacent. This is the problem, because at the moment I would say, finding it quite easy. 4 months in, I'm finding it quite easy not to gamble. I can go and sit in the pub and watch other people play machines, or not even really watch, but observe the fact there are people playing machines. I can watch football now without wanting to put a bet on. I can see the gambling ads on telly and not be sort of provoked into placing a bet. So at the moment I'm finding it quite easy, but the one thing I'm trying to do desperately is to really stay on my guard, keep my guard up, and be aware that I can't gamble. Now, to be completely honest with you, this video's all over the place. Sorry, there's no real theme, but I just thought, like I say, I wanted to have a bit of a catch up. One thing I'm trying to avoid doing is being a gambler in recovery. I don't want to be a gambler in recovery. Promise that's the last time I do the thing. What I want to be is a non-gambler. Now, there are lots and lots of millions of non-gamblers, and most of them, the majority of people who don't gamble, just don't gamble because they're not interested in it. It doesn't push their buttons. They and maybe they're too sensible to an extent, and they see it as a complete waste of money, and I get that. What I want to be is a non-gambler. I want to be in that pool of non-gamblers. But the reason I'm a non-gambler will be, I wouldn't lie about it, is the fact that I can't gamble and control it. If I gamble, there's a good chance that I will lose control, and I will gamble more than I should, and it will cause me a problem. But I don't want to forever be a gambler in recovery, and this is one of the reasons which I didn't do the GA thing. because I don't like the idea of being sort of billed as being a sort of permanently damaged, a permanently broken person, someone who has an inherent flaw. Now, I know that I can't gamble because if I do, it might lead to me gambling then sort of out of control and gambling more than I should. But I'd rather just go along the lines of being a non-gambler. You know, that is my reason. If anyone asked my reason, I would happily tell them. But I'm happy to be a non-gambler rather than sort of forever saying I'm a gambler in recovery. That said, 4 months in, it's not a huge amount of time, and I am still very much in recovery. But yeah, long term, I don't want to be a gambler in recovery. I want to be a non-gambler. So, what else is new? Well, I'm off the beer. I'm a week in. I'm not doing dry January or any kind of what I would call a gimmick. I'm not doing anything like that. I've just decided to take a little bit of a break from the beer, which is strange because actually looking at this photo now, I actually look fatter than ever. But I do assure you, I've lost probably about £7, I think, in the last week. So, which is pretty crazy. Just goes to show really how much I was drinking, particularly in the sort of run up to Christmas and New Year. That's up in the air at the moment. Don't know whether that's a sort of temporary thing, a permanent thing, or you know, I'm just going to see how that goes, kind of thing. Obviously, my major issue was always the gambling, and I haven't got that sussed. I won't lie, I haven't got that completely sussed yet. I've had a couple of urges, but I'm certainly getting there, and I'm doing better than I've ever done before, and I'm sort of really pleased. So, the whole point of this video was like I say, to say, look, I can do this. You can bloody well do it as well. Trust me, you can do this. You know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Just go out there and make a start today. One thing I will say is, if someone said to me, what's the best way to stop gambling? How did you do it? What was your secret? I couldn't tell them. I couldn't tell you what my secret was. And as I've said in my previous videos, I've recently had counselling with Break Even, which I've now come to an end. That was a 12-week session, 12 free sessions of counselling, which is just fantastic. And anyone who's serious about giving up gambling, I would say give it a go. And the reason is this: when people say, how have you given up gambling? And my counsellor said exactly that. I don't know how I've given up gambling, to be completely honest, because when I decided enough was enough, I did everything. I did absolutely everything I could think of to help myself stop gambling. I signed up for the free counselling. I put all the blocks in place. I changed my bank account so I couldn't do online gambling transactions. I used Monzo, which I've not tested it, but I think just having that psychologically there is a great block. I spoke to everyone who would listen to me, not just my counsellor, not just my partner, but my family, my friends, even my drinking buddies at the time. You know, I spoke to everyone who would listen to me. I took all the advice I could. I put all the blocks in place that I could. I did all the self-exclusions. I stopped carrying cash. I did everything. Every bit of advice that I'd heard about gambling, GA aside, I did. So when you say, you know, what helped you stop gambling? What was the best bit of advice you had? I don't know, because I did it all, and I still do it all now, because you know what? Whilst I'm 4 months clear, and at the moment I have no desire to gamble. I have no urges. Like I say, I can be in and around gambling. I can sit and watch the football and ask other people, you know, what bet you got on this? You know, who do you want to win? And not have that desire to get involved in that side of things. Whilst that's the case at the moment, I'm not going to tempt it. You know, I'm not going to start carrying cash. What's the point? I don't need to. I've got by perfectly well for the first sort of 4 months of this, you know, without carrying cash. I've got by perfectly well in the last 4 months with this single bank account, you know, and I've opened up and I've spoken to lots and lots of people about it, and that's helped. So no, I don't know what's helped me quit gambling, but what I would say is try everything. You know, if there's an avenue open that allows you to gamble, then if you're serious, then make sure that avenue is closed. Make sure you don't have access to gambling. Make sure you don't have access to funds. Give someone control of your bank account. Another thing I say I don't have full control, but they have access to it. My wife has access to my account. She can see what I'm spending my money on. So there's no way I could get away with gambling. So do everything you can if you're serious about it. You know, if you've made it a New Year's resolution, firstly, that's not the best reason to give up gambling. I think you should always give up gambling the second you decide enough is enough. But if you have decided to do it as a New Year's resolution, then make sure you're doing everything in your power to restrict access to gambling as and when the urge may arise. Anyway, that's about 10 minutes now, so if my channel ever does get monetized, then at least I can nick a couple of quid back off me, my gambling debts. Now, joking aside, I'll leave that for now, but I will be doing some more videos. Let me know if there's anything you really want to sort of hear my advice or opinion on. If you've got any questions for me, chuck them in the comments. I'll do my best to reply to them a bit quicker than I have been doing. But just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Thanks so much for all your support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Please all take care of yourself, keep yourself gambling free, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care, speak soon, bye.